Hello everyone and welcome in another installation video. What am I installing today? Well, I'm going to show you in a moment, so don't go anywhere. Before I show you what I'm installing today, first I want to show you something else. I finally bought myself a garage chair, let's say it. So I don't have to sit on the crates or hammers or anything else from now on, so that's a big improvement. But let's go back to the topic of this video, installation for today. So today I am installing a skid plate from SW-Motech, and I have all the components here, as you can see. So I have here a skid plate. It's made from powder coated aluminium. Of course we have here a different kind of brackets for the front side, and these ones are for the back side. And of course we have a whole bunch of screws, bolts, spacers and other stuff. So that's the whole set. And of course there is an instruction on the paper how to do it. So I think I have everything. However, theoretically installation of the skid plate is quite simple, but only if you don't have any other accessories on your bike. That's not my case. I have other accessories. I have SW-Motech crossbars, and I have fog lights and other stuff. And because of that, the installations is getting a little bit more complicated. So I will need more than these instructions from skid plate. I will need the installation manual from crossbars as well. I don't have them anymore in the paper, but luckily I can download them from the website of SW-Motech. So that's very good. That's very simple to do it. So I'm going to use both manuals, both instructions to mount this skid plate. Why is it different? Now, the difference is in those spacers, because if you don't have crossbars, you're using different spacers. If you have a crossbars, then you, of course, you have to use another spacer, different thickness. So you need both instructions, both manuals, because not everything is shown in this manual. So I'm gonna download from SW-Motech website the other one, and then I will show you how to do it if you have crossbars as well. For this job you will need a few tools. I have them all on the table, so I'm gonna show you what you will need to install the skid plate slash engine guard. So what I have here is a torque wrench, big one and the small one. I have two ratchets, big one and the small one. I have all kinds of extensions. I have socket wrench, 8 millimeters, 10 millimeters, 12 millimeters, 15 millimeters and 17 millimeters. And of course I have Allen keys, 4, 5 and 8. So this is all what you need to do this job. But so, without further ado, let's get started. So the manual says that I have to remove these two screws and then pull aside the fairing like that. Of course I'm Andy, so I have to do it my way. I don't want this hanging when I'm working, and I don't want to damage it, so I'm just going to remove this piece of fairing both sides. It's going to be much easier to work with. So the first thing we're gonna install are these two brackets. They're going on the front. And this is the left side, and this one is the right side. And you can see the difference is in the lower part of these brackets. But here comes the tricky part, because you see, according to the instructions, when you don't have any other accessories, you need to use a spacer number 4, which is this one, a little spacer, a washer, and this bolt. But because I have a crash bars and fog lights, I don't need this spacer. Why I don't? Because at this moment there is this kind of spacer, exactly the same, between the mounts for the fog lights and crash bars. And what I have to do, I have to remove this spacer which is now on the bike, and in this place comes this bracket, which is exactly the same thickness as this spacer. So I just removing the spacer, I'm putting this thing in, and that's it. Well, you can see right here, the first is a bracket from the fog lights, then is a spacer, and then is a crash bar. So all what I have to do, I have to remove this spacer, and I have to put in the bracket for the skid plate for the engine guard. So I'm going to show you now what is the difference if you don't have any accessories like a crash bars, fog lights. Then you doing just this. So you're using a spacer, bracket, washer, and a bolt, and that's it what you need. To show you the difference, we have to go now to the drawing from crash bars. What I have right now is fog lights mount, so B, a spacer number 12, and then the crash bar number 1, and then is a washer and the bolt. What I need to have now is the light mount, the engine guard mount, so the skid plate bracket, and then the crash bars, washer, and the bolt. As you can see on those two drawings, I have to replace this spacer number 12 with bracket from the engine guards or from the skid plates. Manual doesn't say anything about removing this part, but again, just for better access, I'm gonna remove it, and I'm not gonna be afraid that I'm gonna scratch it or something like that. And now, by inserting the bracket between bracket from the fog lights and the crash bars, I'm gonna push away the spacer which is there. As you can see, yeah, that's the spacer, because these things have to be in the right position. So first I have to mount the plate underneath. For now I'm just gonna insert this bolt, and later on I will have to use, come on, the Loctite and fasten them in the right torque. And of course I have to do exactly the same thing on the other side. And again, manual doesn't say anything about removing this part, but I'm just doing it to have a better access, to make myself a bit easier. And of course, the same story on the right side of the motorcycle. I just have to push away this spacer. It's a bit tight here. Now, here we go. I think I'm already in. Let me see. Yeah, kind of. I'm gonna insert the bolt, temporary. So let's do the other brackets, the back on the back side. Now for the next bracket, the backside bracket from the left side of the motorcycle, I have to remove these two bolts, but manual doesn't say anything about removing the quick shifter that I have here. And as you can see, the bolt is exactly behind the quick shifter, so it's not gonna happen without removing quick shifter. So I will have to remove this bolt and then slide out the quick shifter. And the quick shifter, maybe you can see, or maybe not, there is a dot here and it has to be exactly in line with this part. So when you're removing this, you have to put it exactly the same way. Or what you can do, you can make a line with the marker or something, then you will know exactly how it was. Now it is time for the last bracket. It's a backside bracket from the right side of the motorcycle, and this bracket is going here, so it will be like that. But the tricky part about it is this is very long bolt and I have to replace it with even longer. The trick is this bolt is inserted from the left side of the motorcycle and here is just a nut. What I have to do, I have to remove the nut and I have to insert this long bolt from this side and removing the other one by pushing this one inside. And then the nut will go on the other side of the motorcycle now. Let's go back for a moment on this side, because this long bolt is sitting in there. So I want to see, theoretically I can get it out. There's enough space here, but that's just theoretically. Maybe I will have to remove the sprocket cover. The manual doesn't say anything about it, but we'll see. If it goes out without any problems, yeah, then fine. I'm not gonna remove that. If there is a problem, yeah, there is a slight chance for a problem here. So maybe I will have to remove this. We'll see. Let's try it first. Now for this bracket and for this long bolt, I'm gonna use two spacers. The very big one and the other one is a little bit smaller. Let me show you. I'm gonna compare them. So the smaller one is going first on the bolt. Let me set the camera. So the smaller one is going on the bolt first, then it's going the bracket, then it goes the big one. And the big one is going here like that. That's why is it so big. Now I'm gonna do it like that. And I'm gonna insert the big one. And I think I have already the problem on the other side. As you can see, I already have a problem with this bolt. It's just stuck on the sprocket cover. So if you're gonna do this job, you have to remove the sprocket cover, which the manual doesn't say anything about it. So I have to remove that. And now, as you can see, I can push this bolt away without any problems. Well, all the brackets are mounted, but they all loose. I can move them easily. That's the idea, because now I have to mount the plates. This way all the brackets they're gonna be in the right position. And then I'm gonna fasten this all these bolts. But all these bolts has to be glued with Loctite. I didn't use it yet, and why not? Because I'm recording everything for you. Everything takes much longer, and I don't want the Loctite to dry up on the bolts. So I'm gonna mount. First, I'm gonna put those plastics back. Then I'm gonna mount the plate from underneath, and then I'm gonna remove each of the bolts. I'm gonna use the Loctite, and then I'm gonna fasten them on the right torque, and then theoretically we are done with this job. So yeah, let's put these babies back. And now it's time to mount this skid plate, or as SW-Motech call it, engine guard. And for this we're gonna use these washers and these bolts. So we have two size bolts here, and now the bigger ones are going on the front and the smaller ones are going on the back side, of course. So and of course for those bolts are these washers needed. They're sitting like that very nicely. And for those I'm going to use already in Loctite, and later on I'm going to use Loctite for the other bolts. So yeah, let's do that. So the plate is in place. Now it's time to put some Loctite and fasten all the bolts. And I'm gonna start with the long one in the backside. I don't know exactly what torque goes for these bolts. The manual say that it has to be OM torque, so what Kawasaki manual says. But I don't have Kawasaki manual with me, so I'm just gonna do my way. So the skid plate slash engine guard is mounted. All what is left to do is put back the sprocket cover and mount again the quick shifter. And then the job is complete. So that was very productive day. The skid plate is mounted. I hope this video will help you when you're doing yellow things on your bike. So if you like this video, give me thumbs up. If you didn't subscribe yet, please do. That makes the difference. And of course, see you in the next one. So today I am installing a ski plate from SW-Motech. No, SW-Motech doesn't make skis. What are you talking about, Andy? Come on.